Good morning, students. Let us learn the second method of drawing a frequency polygon, that is, without the help of a histogram. The table shows the weights of some students in kgs. The first step is to make the classes continuous if they are discontinuous. In the given example, the classes are already continuous. We add two more classes, one before the first class interval and the other after the last class interval, each with frequency 0. Here the class width is 10. Keeping the class width same, we add two more class intervals. So the new class intervals here are 10 to 20 and 60 to 70, each corresponding to frequency 0. Next, we find the class mark for each class interval. The formula for class mark is given by lower limit plus upper limit by 2. Find the coordinates of the points to be plotted to draw the frequency polygon. The x coordinate will represent the class mark of the class. The y coordinate will represent the frequency of the class. So we draw one more row in the table to write the coordinates of the points. For the first class interval, the corresponding point is 15, 0. Here 15 is the class mark, 0 is the frequency of the class. In a similar manner, we find the coordinates for each class. Mark the class marks on the x-axis and the frequency on the y-axis by taking suitable scale. Since the class width is 10, on x-axis 1 cm is 10 kg. Using this scale, we mark the class marks on the x-axis. A crink mark is shown on the x-axis before the first class mark to show that there are no observations up to 15. On the y-axis, 1 cm is equal to 5 students. Taking this scale, we mark the frequencies, that is number of students on the y-axis. Plot the points on the graph. The points shown in the table are plotted on the graph. Note that the first and the last point corresponding to 0 frequency will lie on the x-axis. Now we join the successive points by straight line segments. The frequency polygon is drawn. Let us look at some examples. Practice set 6.5, question 1. Observe the following frequency polygon and answer the following questions. The frequency polygon shown in the figure represents the information about the marks of some students. Question 1. Which class has the maximum number of students? Remember that in the points shown in the figure, the x-coordinate represents the class mark and the y-coordinate represents the frequency. Here the maximum frequency 60 corresponds to class mark 65. The class mark 65 corresponds to the class 60 to 70. So the class 60 to 70 has the maximum number of students. Question 2. Write the classes having 0 frequency. Since the frequency is 0, the y-coordinate will be 0. So the corresponding points will lie on the x-axis. The classes are 20 to 30 and 90 to 100. So the classes having 0 frequency are 20 to 30 and 90 to 100. Question 3. What is the class mark of the class having frequency of 50 students? So we need to search the point where the y-coordinate is 50. The corresponding point is 55, 50. The y-coordinate 50 is the frequency. The x-coordinate 55 is the class mark. So the class mark of the class having frequency of 50 students is 55. Question 4. Write the lower and the upper class limits of the class having frequency of 50 students. The corresponding point is again 55, 50. This point corresponds to the class 50 to 60. So the class 50 to 60 has a frequency of 50 students. Therefore, its lower limit is 50 and the upper limit is 60. Question 5. How many students are in the class 80 to 90? The point corresponding to the class 80 to 90 is 85, 15. The y-coordinate 15 represents the frequency. So there are 15 students in the class 80 to 90. Practice set 6.5, question 3. The following table shows the classification of the percentages of marks of students and the number of students. Draw a frequency polygon from the table. We will use the second method to draw the frequency polygon, that is, without the help of a histogram. The table shows the result in percentage for some students. The classes are already continuous. We draw a new table with 4 rows. The first row will represent the class intervals. We have added 2 class intervals, one at the beginning and the other at the end, keeping the class width same. The second row is for the class marks. The third row represents the frequencies. Note that the frequencies of the new class intervals will be 0. And the fourth row is to write the coordinates of the points to be plotted. The formula for class mark is given by lower limit plus upper limit by 2. So for the first class interval, the class mark is 25. In a similar way, we find the class marks of the remaining class intervals. Now find the coordinates of the points to be plotted. The x-coordinate will represent the class mark, the y-coordinate will represent the frequency. On a graph paper, we plot the x and the y-axis. On the x-axis, we will show the class marks, and on the y-axis, we will show the frequencies. Let us mark the consecutive class mark keeping a gap of 2 cm. So on the x-axis, 2 cm is equal to 10% because the class width here is 10. We show a crink mark on the x-axis before the first class mark to denote that there are no observations up to 25. On the y-axis, 1 cm is equal to 10 students. Using this scale, we show the number of students on the y-axis. Now we start plotting the points for the frequency polygon. The first point 25, 0. Here the y-coordinate is 0, so the corresponding point will lie on the x-axis. The next point is 35, 7. Similarly, we plot the remaining points. The last point 105, 0 has y-coordinate 0, so the corresponding point will lie on the x-axis. Now we join the successive points by straight line segments. The frequency polygon is drawn for the given data. Problem set 6, question 12. Draw a frequency polygon for the following grouped frequency distribution table. In the given table, the classes are not continuous. To convert the discontinuous classes to the continuous form, we subtract 0.5 from the lower limits and add 0.5 to the upper limits. Using this, we convert the discontinuous classes to the continuous form. Now we need to add two more class intervals, one at the beginning and the other at the end, keeping the class width same. Here the class width is 5. So, by subtracting 5 from 19.5, we get the first class interval 14.5 to 19.5. Similarly, by adding 5 to 49.5, we get the last class interval, that is 49.5 to 54.5. The frequencies for these new classes will be 0. Next, we find the class marks. The class mark for the first class interval 14.5 to 19.5 will be 17. In a similar manner, we find the class marks of the remaining classes. We can also find the successive class marks by adding the class width to the previous class mark. Next, we find the coordinates of the points to be plotted. X coordinate will be the class mark, Y coordinate will be the frequency. On a graph paper, we draw the X and the Y axis. On the X axis, the class marks will be shown. On the Y axis, the frequencies will be shown. The distance between the consecutive class marks on the X axis is 2 centimeters. So on the x-axis we have taken the scale as 2 cm is equal to 5 years because the class width here is 5. A crink mark is shown before the first class mark to denote that there are no observations up to 17. On the y-axis we have taken the scale as 1 cm is equal to 10 donors. Now we plot the points on the graph. The first point 17, 0 will lie on the x-axis because the y-coordinate is 0. In a similar manner, we plot the remaining points. The last point 52, 0 will again lie on the x-axis. Now we join the successive points by straight line segments. Thus a frequency polygon for the given data is drawn.